Pirate Alley. That's the nickname they give to the Gulf of Aden, the stretch of water between Yemen and Somalia, known for a large amount of pirate activity. Every year, 30,000 vessels, many of which call at Singapore, pass through this stretch of water. By threatening freedom of navigation and the safety of international shipping, piracy in the Gulf of Aden has direct implications for Singapore's security and economic well-being. Since 2009, 3 SAF Task Groups, 2 combined Task Force 151 command teams, and a Fokker 50 Maritime Patrol Aircraft Detachment have been sent to the Gulf of Aden as part of Singapore's contributions to the international counter-piracy efforts there. The 3rd SAF Task Group was deployed to the Gulf of Aden from August to November 2011. Over 270 personnel from the Army, Navy and Air Force were housed on board the RSN's landing ship tank RSS Endeavour. For more than 3 months, the Endeavour was home to these personnel as well as the hardware of the task group. This included 2 Super Puma helicopters, this rigid-hull inflatable boat, as well as this modified fast craft that are launched from the ship for their operations. The Endeavour slips off from Dubai, one of her port of call during the deployment. For the next 18 days, the task group will be out at sea. The crew of Endeavour will transit through the Arabian Sea to reach their destination. Once there, the task group will join other coalition ships for operations in the Internationally Recommended Transit Corridor or IRTC.
We do sector patrols in the IRTC. Of course, if required, we can deploy to somewhere else to support the counter-piracy operations under the command and control of the CTA 151. Yeah.
Shortly after slip-off, the task group gather for live raft station drills under the watch of ME3 Roger Koh, the coxswain of Endeavour. He is the go-to guy for matters on accommodation, manpower and discipline, among other things. This includes making sure younger crew adapt well to life on board the ship.
Most of us who has experience in this long sailing will go around, talk to our junior crew, advises them what to do. We also act as a mentor to them, keep a lookout for them.
The 141-meter-long, 6,000-ton Endeavour is one of the largest ships in the RSN and can travel more than 15 knots. It takes a lot of engine muscle to move such a big ship. If the engine fails, everything else fails too, including the mission.
There are some checks we do regularly to ensure everything is okay. For example, the coolant level, the lubrication oil level, for the moving parts in the engine to be running smoothly without giving any problem.
A power plant on board the ship provides the electricity to run the operating systems as well as the amenities for the welfare of the crew. And Endeavour is self-sufficient in one very important item: water. It generates its own supply from the very sea it travels over.
We will take in seawater, then from there our reverse osmosis plant will generate into a fresh water, and then the fresh water will be stored into our storage tanks.
Really, your day-to-day operations, your day-to-day life on board the ship is dependent on water. So the ability to generate water every day is actually very important to the sustenance of the operations.
The Endeavour is about 2 days away from the Gulf of Aden. Even then, there were already sightings of suspicious contacts along the way. A number of measures are taken to determine if they'll be a threat to merchant shipping or even to the task group itself.
The first line would usually be voice comms. We hope that the contact of interest will reply and respond to us. We will also observe its maneuvers, observe its course and speed. If it does not detract from what it's been doing so far, then probably it does not give us a case to probe further. And also we will close in to the contact to make our presence known and to give us a better visual assessment. Also through our optic devices, we are able to spot further tripwires. Then a decision will be made to probe further, and then we might even launch the helicopter, the Super Pumas, to head towards the contact to provide a further visual assessment.
As dusk turns to night, the ship is kept busy.
Secretary, all ships, all ships, all ships. This is Combined Maritime Force warship. There is a skiff at position 17.
Sensors have picked up a suspicious skiff traveling in the dark. As Endeavour closes in, she makes her presence known.
Roger, sir, 141.
Flare firing.
The flare served to give a warning to that vessel, and if let's say indeed they are potential pirates, to let them know that we are watching you, and you better not do anything funny, okay? And secondly, it's also to provide an illumination, so as to allow our gunners to be able to spot and mark the target.
Attention for ship, we'll just circle around this vessel as per last night, and we'll watch, see if there's any changes in the profile.
We observed it for a while, and we determined that actually this skiff is probably just making its transit through our area, and deem it to be neutral. Yes.
It's the first time we've been deployed to this area of the world.
We have to acclimatize ourselves to a small size contact. That in itself already poses a challenge.